Greeting Philadelphia Private Schools parent, to the video that explains about the national agenda, gives a summary of the national agenda, what is it, how is it driving all schools in Dubai and the Emirates towards a common goal, and it will explain a bit about the assessments done in the school that relate to the national agenda. So now you'll have an idea why are your children doing specific assessments during every school year or every 3 years or such. The UAE national agenda was initiated by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum a few years ago. It touched on several fields, but it had a great focus on education with a lot of goals to be achieved, and which are shown here in front of you. And the main two goals that are driving education and driving all schools to be better at is the PISA and the TIMSS. The PISA to be the top 20 highest performing countries in the world, and the TIMSS the top 15 highest performing countries in the world. PISA has reading, science and math, and it's done every 3 years. TIMSS has science and math, and it's done every 4 years. These, we've been doing it, all schools in Dubai have been doing them for a while, and they assess the students and they assess the country as a whole, and then they rank the country's education system based on how well the students perform around the country. This is how they rank number 1 country in education, number 2, etc. So the actual assessment for the national agenda are the PISA and the TIMSS, as we've just mentioned. The PISA has been done in 2018 and will be done 2021. The vision for this achievement is on 2021. The TIMSS has been done in 2019 and will be done after 4 years after that. Now, since this is done every 3 years and this is done every 4 years, it will take a lot of time for the schools to assess the needs and the interventions they have to do better from one PISA to another. That's why we have the national agenda parameters tests that are done throughout the schools, that are yearly tests that help the school identify where it is on the progress towards achieving the goals for the PISA and TIMSS. And you will all have heard of the CAT4 MAP tests mainly, and then there's the PBTS or PISA based test for schools that's done every year. There's a lot of focus on reading, which I'll mention 2 programs already on at PPS, and we will not be talking about other assessments such as PreSat, SAT, AP, MSAT, as these are as important as they are more for the college preparation, college application, and not the national agenda. So we will mainly talk about the CAT4 MAP and the reading focus. The PBTS, just few words about it. It's done every year for all grade 10 students. It's like a mock PISA. It helps us and it helps the schools to assess how ready are our students towards achieving the goal when doing the national agenda actual tests. For the CAT4 tests, the CAT4 is not a benchmark test. It is it's the cognitive abilities test. It assesses or it gives us information about the students and their way of learning. How do they learn? How do they learn best? What do they excel at? It's not something that we strive to do or we want our students to strive to do better. It's just like a diagnostic tool, just like an eye test. We know the needs of our students based on the CAT4. What does that relate to the national agenda? This helps us know the needs of the students and cater for the needs of the students so that they do better when it comes to these international assessments. It tells us a lot about the students. It helps the teachers modify their lessons based on the needs of their specific classes. As for MAP, this is the actual academic test. This is the academic test opposite to CAT 4. It measures what the students know, how ready are they for the next step. It is adaptive, so each student gets different questions. It goes, if students answer correct, they get a more difficult question. If they answered wrong, they get an easier question. So until it gives them a score. It compares their performance to performance of students abroad, mainly the States, and it has science, math, reading, and language. This one helps us and gives us data about how well the students are doing for the curriculum that we're teaching in the school. It's done 3 times per year, so we see the progress in 1 year and over several years. Now, the reports from the CAT 4 and the MAP are sent individually to parents, so you will be receiving the CAT 4 and MAP, and we will be sending you when to receive them. MAP scores have been included in the report cards to emphasize on their importance as identificator or identification tools on how students are doing towards the curriculum. They take apart a percentage of the report card, of the final average on the report card. So we want the students to do their best in MAP scores, and we've made it in a way that if they did their best, it will not affect the average negatively. There is a tutorial video for both these tests that explains them more in details and explains the reports that you will receive in details. We will be sending them to you, but you can always find them on YouTube, writing the following two sentences, and you can find them with exact details about the reports, which help you a lot and is already helping us a lot know the needs of our students. Your input matters in a way that, first of all, they do not have to stress about these assessments. None of these they have to study for. These are assess how much they know at a specific time. We do not want them to study for it, but we urge you to communicate how important it is so that the students do their best and try their best to achieve, so that we get the actual data of where their need is. There's a lot of emphasis on reading. This have started at PPS a while ago. The PPS have purchased 2 programs that encourage the students to read, and they are flexible programs, online programs that give targets to the students, that give reading specific to the levels of the students and to help them improve reading. Reading is one of the most important aspects that will help students achieve better, whether on the national agenda parameters or the national agenda tests, PISA or TIMSS, or the tests that they need to graduate, SAT, TOEFL, IELTS. All of these tests, those that excel in reading find it easier. Those that excel in reading do better, and not just in English, but also in science and in math. So we have a campaign around the school to encourage reading. From grade 1 to 5, they're using Raskids. They've been using it for a while, and details will be sent to you to explain how this works with the username and password, and how do they read, how can they move on, how can they gain points to encourage them. From grade 6 to 12, a very important and useful website is used, which is Achieve 3000. This is a website that assesses first the Lexile level or the reading level of the student, and then starts giving them articles based on their level, so that they move up step by step, and it's tailored for each student. So they have more than 15,000 articles that are broken down and written in different levels, so that the students can move up one step at a time. This has proved to be very helpful, and it helps the student in all assessments they have to do later. Reading doesn't stop at these 2 websites. It's an ongoing process. It shouldn't happen only in school. It shouldn't happen only during the academic year. It should be you are the most influencers for reading, to influence your students to carry the books, to read more. The studies have shown that students who read more and enjoy reading achieve better later on. Also, to emphasize on this, and knowing the importance of these two programs, both of these programs and the effort put into them will be translated into the report card. So it will take part of the final average. The effort, not just the level. We want to see how much they have improved. We want to see how much they've read. So it's the effort, part what the reading level. For any related inquiry about the National Agenda Parameter, about the assessments or the programs that I've mentioned, please feel free to contact me at any time, and hopefully this video is helpful. Thank you for watching.